Mental Man. We're still working on the opening, but I think
We are.
that was a good start.
Yeah, we're in the experimental phase,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So welcome.
Welcome to Mental Men. I'm Brad
I'm Jordan.
and Brandon.
Hello.
Hello, Brandon.
Hello, Jordan.
So it's been a few weeks since we.
Yep.
Yeah. So some things have changed in life, huh?
Someone had some surgery.
Yeah.
And,
The last podcast, I had a belly button, and now I don't. I like to tell people that.
why don't you post on Instagram just a shot of your stomach, no belly button.
It's a little nasty right now, or I would show you, but
You can say something like belly buttons are for noobs or something.
yeah. Well, I like to think that it's back to my state of being an alien or from the Matrix.
Back to it, yeah. Because you
Yeah.
got away from it for a few years there, but now
When
you're
I was
getting
a
back to
kid,
it,
it was
yeah.
more alien-like,
Yeah.
and then But yeah, I had a surgery a couple weeks ago and just been recovering since then.
So what did they do exactly?
Well, they had an incision here. They basically didn't know 100% until they could actually get into the room, right?
Okay.
So the doctor was like, he couldn't tell me the whole procedure. So he's like, yeah, we'll decide when we get in there. So yeah, you get to the hospital real early at 6 a.m. and you just, they wheel you in, and everyone was so super professional, and I felt super comfortable, and yeah, you go into the surgery room and it's pretty advanced, like, there's like 6 7 people in there, and like I was like, wow, okay, this is pretty intense, not what I expected. And then you just lie down and they inject you with one thing, and I started to see, like, the light above.
Yeah.
It started like disassociating.
Yeah.
And then it's just out. Like, I just woke up like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're taken in this area where you just wake up, and I felt like so super dehydrated when I woke up. And I felt like pretty good, like, for the whole thing.
Yeah.
The recovery was like an hour and a half, and then I could go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they gave me some pills and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is all pretty easy. And then when I get home, it's like, okay, their drugs start wearing off, and then that's when you feel like, oh shit, like someone stabbed me.
What'd they give you?
Well, they gave me one that's like anti-inflammatory.
Okay, yeah.
So that one was okay. And then the other one they gave me, which I didn't take at all, was like the narcotic one.
Yeah.
And that was like...
Well, what, like T3 is morphine?
No, nothing. But that's what I had. I had
Yeah,
Tylenol extra strength instead of that one.
Yeah, yeah.
So they give you like a home kit for overdosing.
Oh, the Narcan, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, like they're giving me like...
They didn't give you fentanyl, did they?
No.
Okay.
It was
I
some weird narcotic I've never heard of, and I was just like, I ain't touching that shit.
But usually, that's just the drug name. So then or the brand name.
Yeah.
And then you just Google it and you'll see the generic name.
Yeah, it's with acetaminophen, so it's with Tylenol, but
Yep.
also the narcotic. It's called like Teradol or something.
Teradol.
You haven't?
Take it regular. No, I've had Teradol. I think my wife's had it too.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
take
guessing it's codeine in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it'll knock you on your ass. Like you don't feel anything, and you just you sleep a lot. So
Yeah.
maybe you should have taken it.
Well, I did sleep a lot. Like,
That's good.
It just like it hits you. Like I was just, I would wake up and then watch something for 2 hours, and then I would just pass out. Like it just hits me.
A lot of times if you have a major abdominal surgery, they'll give you, morphine, they'll give you or they'll give you fentanyl and they'll really kick it up a notch.
And
there's
told
actually
me before.
wow. And there's actually a lot of people now are refusing it because it leads to so many addictions. And they actually offer it a lot to like women who just had C-sections and stuff.
Oh.
It's like,
That makes sense.
but you, if you have a C-section, you have to go care for the baby almost immediately. So you can't be knocked on your ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did get a little arrogant afterwards.
You're like, I'm going to do sit-ups now.
Well, essentially, like, I was taken into that room, like, where you kind of recover, and then all my stuff... The what? Exactly. The recovery room. And then all my stuff is on a chair, and I forgot how heavy my bag was, because I thought my phone was in there.
What do you got? Like a
Yeah, and I
20-pound phone?
lifted it up. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a lot heavier than I thought, but I committed to it. So and I'm like a fresh wound, right? Probably not the smartest thing.
You're like, why did I bring my phone from the 80s? I don't understand this.
Exactly. And so I checked and my phone wasn't there. Just had it, so I lifted that whole thing for nothing. But that probably added to the recovery as well. So.
Did you bring a bag because did they say you may have to stay overnight kind of thing, depending on
Well,
your
they
recovery?
said bring a change of clothes and anything you want to read and stuff, because it could be a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then afterward, I couldn't pee.
Did they put a catheter in for the surgery?
No. It was like the feeling when I relapsed on the flight. It was the exact same feeling. It was like I couldn't push out to pee. And the nurses were like listening to me. They're like, we need you to pee or else you can't go home. So there was this added stress to the whole thing. So I'm just like walking around the recovery with, the IV thing. I'm trying to get my body like relaxed and moving. It took 5 attempts and I couldn't feel anything here as well. So it was like slowly I just had to like relax myself.
I'm guessing you had to fast 12 hours before?
Yeah, like 10 hours or something.
So, and no water either?
Yeah, 2 cups.
Okay, so
the
you're pretty
morning.
dehydrated then.
Yeah.
Just so, yeah.
I mean, I woke up and my whole mouth was just super dehydrated.
Yeah.
And I just had those ice chips. Those are delicious.
Did you ever,
Gotta start a business.
I know where you can get some.
do you ever find when you have to go do something, like surgery or give blood or something like that, and you always have to fast beforehand?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel that makes you more anxious when you get to the thing?
I'm okay with that. Yeah. I can go for a little bit with not eating. Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, so that was a whole interesting thing. It really did, because sometimes I think I'm somehow invincible,
What are you, 20 again?
Yeah, exactly.
I can do anything.
I think, oh yeah, nothing's gonna hurt me, but this was definitely a wake-up call that everything is ephemeral and finite, right? So.
It's funny, I used to always think that way. And I can't remember, it was 2 summers ago, we were on vacation, and I don't know why, I was like egging on my nephew a little bit, saying that I was faster than him. He's like 14, 13 at the time, and I don't know why, he really didn't like it. And he wanted to race me, but I would not race him because I kept thinking, I'm not in very good shape anymore. One wrong step, I twist my knee, I won't be able to walk for a while. And I think about that all the
also
time.
wanted to have fun.
You don't want to embarrass the poor kid because of how fast
No,
you
I didn't
are.
want to. That's actually the real reason,
Yeah,
not because
you're
of
so fast.
my random fear of getting hurt.
No, I have that fear too. I mean, we're just getting older, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was, So I have a follow-up exam next week, and then but yeah, they didn't tell me no belly button. So that was quite
It is
shock.
weird. I wonder why they had to do it like that.
Well, it's an umbilical hernia. So
Yeah.
there's different methods of doing it. So I think they just didn't fully know until I got there what.
Have you ever seen surgeries of people getting like a hernia done or like a mommy makeover, that kind of thing?
Didn't want to watch any videos of that. It crossed my mind many times, like just watch a video and see what it's like, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I would rather go in not knowing anything and then giving the trust to the doctors because I know that they're professional and stuff. But what happened? You watched? Or?
Yeah, when Snapchat first came out, I followed this guy called Dr. Miami, and he's a plastic surgeon in Miami, and he does like tons of like mommy makeovers, and so basically that's like usually liposuction, tight tummy tuck, and boob job or whatever. And so obviously they can't show some stuff, but they show the tummy tuck all the time. And so they cut around the belly button, pull the skin tight, and then stitch them up, and then they cut a new hole for the belly button. But when they pull the skin back, you can see lots of times there's like tiny hernias. So they're like, oh, I'll just fix that. I'll just fix that. I'll just fix that. So, yeah, I just wonder when they opened you up.
They could have done other things.
If there was something else, or they just, thought, no, it's too big of a hernia, or I don't know.
That's what I think, yeah. I think when it first happened, it was a small tear, and then over the course of the year, I think it just tore even more. So I think, it just got worse with the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also did the, the ultrasound.
Yeah.
I did that like about a month before the surgery. So, what the hell did they find in the liver or kidney or whatever? The stones.
Oh yeah,
They found
kidney. Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "Does it hurt?" And I'm like, "No, not really." And I went to the doctor to talk about the results. He said, "Everything's good, but you have the stones. So the only way to do that is through surgery." And
the stones were so big.
well, he said like, they won't take you in unless it's like unbearable pain. I'm like, great. So I have that to look forward to. So yeah, I'll have to do that too eventually. But so I have to eat like less fatty stuff, like less oily, like
What were you eating?
lots of KFC and Chinese food.
Oh, like Canadian Chinese food. Yeah.
Well, even Chinese food in China is very oily. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I thought that was like something they just did here. They cook
No,
them like.
that's a very Chinese thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Sugar is okay, but the salt is their problem.
Okay.
And the MSG and whatnot. Yeah. But yeah, I have that to look forward to, I guess.
My dad, I can't remember why, he had to go in for something. And they did an ultrasound, and they're like, "You only have one kidney."
Really?
So, he was born with one kidney and never knew it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
It's not really just some weird
So he's a
genetic
1 out of
defect.
8 billion.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He's got no belly button. I know what it is.
He's actually an alien. And they put him together wrong.
Yeah. Well, when it heals, I'll show you. Maybe on the pod, I'll do a reveal.
Oh, a reveal? Oh, that'd be hot.
Right in front of the camera.
No, we can't do that. That's our OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
started
yeah.
dealing with
Yeah. That's for the
We belly button
yeah.
content.
Anyone with a belly button fetish? Two
Random.
girls, one belly button.
What do you guys think about OnlyFans? Like in general?
I think you want to take this. You're the expert. Right?
Oh, I'm the expert. I don't have an issue with it. I mean, you can do whatever you want. They want to post, like, and I think OnlyFans was originally not supposed to be that. It was supposed to be like a paid content sharing, almost like a Patreon.
Oh, really?
That's what it originally was supposed to be. And then
what, COVID hit, and it's like,
well, that and like all these girls, like, oh, I can, stuff I can't put on Instagram, I can put over here
oh, okay, yeah.
and sell it, right? And then, gets to more than just what you get on, porn
Yeah.
and stuff. But then do you remember OnlyFans was trying to take it all away?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to say you can't do nudity, you can't do
Right.
all this stuff.
Yeah, I remember
and so all the girls and guys, I shouldn't say just girls, they started saying, okay, we're going to go to this other one. I think it's like Fansly or something. There's another one.
Okay.
And then so OnlyFans is like, okay, you can do it. So I don't care. I mean, you see you see Instagram models and they're like, oh, come check my spicy page.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm good.
It's another, we need new forms of the economy, right? It's like, we're
forms of the
broke out
economy,
here,
yeah.
right?
Well, that, but I don't if a girl wants to go on OnlyFans, post pictures of herself, make some money, I don't care. Go ahead.
But
doesn't
that,
affect me
why
any.
wasn't that a thing when we were growing up?
Because we were ranking them on hot or not, as we discussed.
Yeah.
But do you see
But
how?
it was never a thing, though.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was either going to porn,
Yeah.
I think
or-
people had their own individual
or
web
you had
pages.
your own individual
Yeah.
web
And then
pages.
so you'd have to advertise it yourself or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I have no problem with the models and stuff on it. I just kind of think the people who pay for it are a little pathetic.
Well, how do they make the living then? I mean, you.
No, I'm saying the models, great, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's the people paying for it because
How do they make a living? The models.
No, I don't-
I
If
don't
no one's
care about
paying.
how they make a living. I'm saying the people who pay for it because it's like you can find porn anywhere
but
for
it's-
free.
I get it though.
But
If
you-
there's like a girl or a guy you're like, oh, person's really attractive, you're not going to see them in porn because they don't
Yeah.
do porn.
I guess
they're
so,
gonna
but
be
isn't
like,
it weird to see somebody hot and then be like, oh, fuck, I hope I can see them naked?
Yeah, and then you pay for it. I don't know. It's different if you go on a porn site. It's just you're looking for. Generally, you're not like, oh, is this actress on there? It's like, no, what's a good video? If you're going to
I just wonder if
OnlyFans-
it's just another form of, you know how they say like porn is so bad for you,
Yeah.
poisons your brain. If it's just another form of that.
Yeah, but for that, I feel like you're going for specific models.
It's-
You're not.
But it's still,
I mean, I'm
still
not
the
saying
same
it's not-
thing to your
I'm
brain,
not-
yeah.
I'm not saying it's not the same thing, but I understand why you'd want to subscribe to it.
Or
Why somebody would pay for it. It'd be like paying for any kind of subscription if
Or,
it makes you happy.
Pornhub, you would just have these small little clips, like 1 minute, 2 minute, and then if you want to pay, you want to see the whole
Yeah, that's
scene.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the way to lead you, to guide you, to make a living.
I think my only problem is how they, there's some, it's like, oh, they post so much stuff on Instagram, and it's like, oh, come check it out, and it's like, there's a lot of kids on Instagram,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, click
Yeah.
this link, and it brings you right to it, right? That's my biggest concern with it.
Well, I'm very happy when we were like 14, the porn wasn't very accessible because you could see how it would ruin your brain.
Yeah.
And I also love how when we started buying like the VHS tapes, it came in those massive boxes like this. You're like, why do you sell it like this? The box is like 3 times the size of the tape. This is
Yeah.
so weird.
It's to make you feel bad when you leave the store. You're just
I know I told you guys this story a long time ago, but when we were moving from our rental house after the house burned down back to our rebuilt house, my grandparents were helping us move for some reason. I don't know why. And of course, I don't know why I put a porn tape that I had bought under my brother's bed. I don't know why I hid it there. And,
Does he know?
well, I think he found out once my
Now,
grandpa
today?
or grandma found it. And, and then of course, we're all like, I don't know whose that is. I don't know where that came from. And they thought it was funny, though. They were laughing. Yeah.
So what happened?
It got thrown out. When I saw it very slowly going in the trash, I was like, no, that probably cost me like $50.
Do you remember what the title was?
No, I don't actually remember it at all. I've watched
We
too
can
much.
watch it now.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Plug Talk?
Plug Talk?
Yeah.
I've heard of Plug Talk.
Yeah.
Oh, was that
It's,
podcast with that guy,
Adam
like husband and
22?
wife?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
his
yeah.
wife.
And
And yeah.
Lena the Plug.
Yeah.
That's his name. Yeah.
That one-
There's and now that one is spawning other podcasts.
Yeah.
where it's like this. It starts off as a normal
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, and yeah.
It's a good idea, but it's just
It's
scummy. Like the whole thing, it just gets.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the only one I paid for about a month, and then I'm just like, I'm done with this one. Because I wanted to hear about their lives, not the other part, if you're wondering. Yeah.
I do find the lives of porn stars very interesting.
Yeah.
Some of them are.
Yeah. Some of them are clearly clout chasers.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally obvious,
Yeah.
but other times they genuinely, the ones that like it and that are
Yeah.
in it for like.
And there's always the ones where it's like they kind of go away, and it's like you hear it's like, yeah, I got out of that. Like, you know, I made the money I needed, and
Yeah.
then I kind of got out. But
Mia Khalifa.
Mia Khalifa's a different story. I think she kind of.
She was in it for 2 weeks, right, or whatever. 3.
Yeah, and she was like, well, she was in like, it wasn't even a year, and she was like making so much money.
Yeah.
I thought she said she made like no
She didn't
money.
make a lot of money, but she
Yeah.
was like the most popular.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then she started using that. And then when she got out of it, she started bad mouthing it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm kind of like, well, that's kind of what got you famous. Because it's not like she's still doing OnlyFans and stuff.
I don't think she was bad mouthing like doing porn. I think she was bad mouthing that
The
she
industry.
made no money and
Yeah,
she felt
she-
kind
that
of taken
could be
advantage
good.
of, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I also think that a lot of these people, especially when they were first starting out in the 2010 somehow, like they didn't know about the potential of how big they could become. Like how a video can just go viral like that. Like I found that out when I made that Twitter comment in 2020 that had like 20,000 likes or whatever. And I was just in my underwear.
What channel is this? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I joined Twitter after day 6. I had a viral comment. I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
But it was just like I posted it in my underwear, and then I went grocery shopping with Jess, and I could see it like spread through different countries. It's like, oh, it's in Japan when we entered the store, and then now it's in like South Korea.
Well, no,
And then-
you have to say what it was, otherwise it's weird for people listening, but you know, our
Okay,
8
it was
listeners.
Is that a bad comment?
Well, no. I told it to you.
No, I remember
before.
reading it, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay, so it was during COVID, and it was like with the German government, they
Yeah.
were giving these like grants to freelance artists,
Okay, yeah.
like 5,000 to 8,000 euros or whatever as a subsidy. And all I said was, because they know the consequences of a painter changing their occupation. That's it. and so that just went viral or whatever. And then that showed me like, oh shit, I need to be off Twitter. Like, I can't be making this comment. And then I had people in China message me. They're like, you know, you're on Weibo, which is the Chinese Twitter, trending number 2. I was like, what? They had translated it to Chinese,
Oh,
the
yeah.
comment, and my face is right there. And I'm like, what the fuck? The colleagues were like, you know, you're on Weibo. I'm like, no. So
You should have used that publicity. Rode that wave.
The
Made more
Hitler
hilarious
joke.
tweets. Yeah.
You could have an OnlyFans page.
But it's just like that. You don't know what this shit does, right? Like you can make a comment and it can change your life, right? So like if she released a video thinking that she was just gonna make $2,000 or something, and then suddenly, you know, guys are jerking off to her like around the world, like that would play with my psychology, right?
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Speaking
it takes.
of, have you seen that other podcast, like going to the other side of it? It's that one where they bring in, it's like very right wing conservative guys, and they bring on OnlyFans models, and they basically basically question their morality.
Oh, they
That's going to
do?
drive me crazy what the name of that
You know
one
what I'm
is.
talking
Yeah,
about,
those guys are horrible.
They're horrible people.
Because they also it'll always be like 1 or 2 guys, and they'll have like 9 women, but they're always like 18. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm sorry,
women with,
young
like-
people are
Oh,
stupid.
are you talking Fresh and Fit?
No.
Or- No.
But I've seen clips of it on TikTok, And so and then it's always these, and then they kind of try to use their logic against them, and they try to get them in these debates and stuff where they
Okay.
try to own them.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now get like a 30-year-old on there and try to debate them. Like, your guys' points are so stupid that you'll get owned immediately. But no,
Yeah.
because they're trying to influence all these young men into thinking these same. Oh God, it's so bad. It's very frustrating.
It's the Whatever podcast.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. But yeah,
it's like one guy who sits behind like me, like kind of out, and then the one person sits at the table. And sometimes he has there's a couple women that go on it with him, and they're very much in the mindset of like women should be in the kitchen. Like the women think this. Like this should be the traditional, right? And so they're continuously like putting these girls down. And really, a lot of these girls, the only argument they have is like, yeah, but I'm making so much money. Like, I don't have to do, like, I'm happy doing this. And it's like, they just like drill into them, put them down. And it just, if you want to do an OnlyFans page, do an OnlyFans page. Like, I don't know why it affects them.
It's definitely like the shifting of values, like the clash of values about like, you know, how some people see like that, women should just do traditional roles, or like women should only work in like offices, and others are like, well, I don't have a choice, I just want to do OnlyFans. So but it's like all these values are just like coming out at once, right? Like, for example, like, why like should some people go to college, and why not just start an OnlyFans, right? Like, that is the
And these are the kind of guys too that they'll immediately ask. It's like, well, how many men have you been with? You know, and they'll say shit like, "Oh, she's been ran through," and that kind of stuff. But the problem is that it like affects, in my opinion, young men to actually start thinking that way. Yeah.
Well, I think like even just the language, like from a writing perspective, all the language from porn translated into like YouTube headlines.
Yeah.
Like demolish, destroy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
All of that stuff came from porn, and then it's in our vernacular now, and we like to like own people. We like to humiliate them. It's because that's what gets the clicks, right? So, but that's like cuck in like YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Like, we want to see some whatever left winger destroy a right winger, or vice versa, or
That's true, yeah.
But it's just about humiliating someone. Just
I want to see it, but I don't want to be part of it.
yeah,
I want to watch from my cuck chair in the corner and just watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's definitely that voyeur aspect.
But that's what we become, because on the internet, you're either a voyeur or a creator, right?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
a voyeur is like you're a watcher. You're like, you don't want to participate in the thing. You don't want to have the consequences. So you just, it's like a place of safety. It's like the one, I don't know, this Hitchcock movie, Rear Window. It's like,
Is that the one he's in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a total voyeur exploratory movie, right? It's like you're stuck in this chair, and you become powerless. You're like watching things from a distance, but you can't interject, right? You can't change reality. You're just stuck in that place.
How long was he supposed to be in the wheelchair for?
I don't know, a couple months, I think.
And he saw like that much crazy stuff happen?
I guess. It's a movie.
No, I mean, I thought it was real. That was reality TV, Hitchcock.
Yeah. But it has that cock aspect to it, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, that humiliation thing is big.
Yeah.
Because we talked about, what was that podcast we were just talking about? The Whatever. And then you see people like Steven Crowder, and he only goes to college campuses again to argue young people. He's not debating older people who might have a better, grasp of society and these things. He's like, no, I'm going to go after these people because they're very opinionated, one, because that's how you are when you're young. And also, most of the time, they're a little bit uneducated.
Yeah.
And so then he destroys them.
And they're the ones who share the most, right?
Yeah.
That age, too.
And they're also unprepared.
Pardon
They're
me?
unprepared.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. It's
Because
like,
he just sets up his booth.
he just sets up his booth.
Yeah.
He has all his stats or whatever ready, and
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
So what was our topic? That
Well,
we
I think we've switched our topic.
And some of this, it's some of that. I think that a lot of what we're kind of talking about does kind of tie into the loneliness epidemic.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's kind of like if you affect all these young men this way, and they all start thinking this way, but that's not how the real world thinks. That's not how, no woman wants a guy who, is only looking to humiliate people.
Yeah.
These guys are mean. They're mean all the time. Nobody wants to be with somebody mean who's like overpowering and domineering. People don't actually want that.
Right. And that's just become normal for
Exactly,
a lot
yeah.
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how that's changing marriage and everything. Like dating, it's everywhere. And it's like, you have wives having to put up with that. Like,
Yeah.
It's just like, how does that even work,
I always wonder too I only started wondering this a couple of days ago, but when I was thinking about this topic, if you're, let's say, a 40-year-old divorced guy and then you start going on dates again, would you even ask the question, oh, how many people have you been with? I guarantee you those guys would. But at that age, it does not matter. It doesn't really matter at any age, but it's just like, it's such a...
That question wouldn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
To think about asking that to somebody I was dating.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless it's like Lily Phillips or whatever.
well, then I know. I've seen, like, if it's somebody like that,
I guess it matters if a number does matter to you. If there's a number that would give you pause. If it's like, 200, you're like, well, I don't know. I guess your
What if-
experience.
What if it's like what was his name? Wilt Chamberlain or
Why? How many
Kareem
people did he
Abdul-Jabbar?
say he was with?
Yeah, like 10,000.
Oh, yeah, Charlie Sheen too.
Charlie
yeah.
Sheen.
But even that, like, that doesn't define a person.
No, it does not.
If I went on a date at my age now and she was like my age, she's like, I had a past, and she's like, it was like 200 people. That doesn't mean that she's a bad person today, or, that doesn't cross my mind, numbers. Like,
Or let's say you're like a young celebrity or something like this, and you had a chance to sleep with other hot celebrities, and you're single and they're single, whatever.
yeah.
What are you saying? Do we have permission to do that or what?
What? I don't know
What
how
are
you
you
got that out of
saying?
that. No, I'm just saying that it's
If you're
hard
a
to judge
celebrity.
people from...
Yeah, I guess
Because you don't know their situation, you don't know their circumstance.
you would do it, right? Possibly.
If I was a young celebrity and I was single,
Yeah.
would I bang other celebrities who
Yeah.
were single? Probably.
Not bang, demolish.
Blow their backs out.
destroy.
Yeah.
We only want humiliation.
Yeah.
We, the audience. I speak for the audience.
It makes you wonder, though, if, you were younger, 12, 13 or something, you're watching some of those guys on the internet, if they would affect you or not.
I would imagine so.
Or would it matter more the role models in your actual life would affect you so much more?
I think that's the biggest thing. Is just
Yeah.
the whole role model and the way that the internet has really flattened people. Like a lot of people, they want to like rise up, like their spirits, like to get better, but the internet like always brings them down somehow, right? Like, those titles of demolishing and humiliating are the ones that get hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah.
But with us, where we're just like talking like normal, we get,
8.
Eight.
Booyah.
on our good day.
On a good day.
You know what? We're all in our 40s. We can watch all this stuff on the internet with being like with the mindset like that's stupid. We know,
Right.
Like we have the experiences growing up and stuff. Like
Yeah.
the younger kids and like younger men, younger women, they don't have that. So it's,
That's like
for us
normal
watching it
for
and
them.
critiquing it, it's easy for us to be like, that doesn't make sense. That's really fucking stupid. Why can't everybody just be nice?
Yeah.
And other little things too, like a big thing that I see online is so many men, they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't do anything. And they don't anticipate their partner's needs, and they don't care. honestly. And I think a lot of that comes from role models growing up. I think it's really important to show my kids like that I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing all these things. Especially, I think cooking, because I think there's something selfless in it. Because when you're not just cooking for yourself, you're cooking for, it's a labor of love, I guess.
Have you seen Jess and I were watching this show, I don't know, a month ago or whatever. It's called Wife Swap.
I've seen, I saw when it was older,
The
and
British version, yeah.
that's when the moms just switch houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see like other people's lives and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like they had one where it's like one family lives in a caravan essentially in outside of England in London, and they're like she's like comes from a wealthy house, so they switch, and just to see that their lives are so different. The one mom believes in dumpster diving.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's what they do. So she takes the wealthy family, like, let's go dumpster diving. And they're just like, this woman is disgusting. And like, but then they eat the food and they're like, it's not bad.
Oh,
actually."
she's dumpster diving for food, not just for like stuff
Yeah,
to like
for,
sell
like,
or something.
expired-
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about like
Yeah.
Walmart dumpster diving or
Yeah.
something.
It is, but it's like,
No, I meant like for like linens or clothes.
oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's for food, yeah. So then she cooks the food, and they actually enjoyed it, and they're like, okay, maybe this dumpster diving thing is okay. And then, but just to see how they like raise their kids and like what do they do, and like the kid in the caravan has no one to look up to. He's completely lost in his life.
Why is his parents like working all the time, kind of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
And the dad, they just have, it's some like weird extreme form of Christianity that they're like, yeah, there's only like 18 of us in the UK or whatever, like that kind of.
Jeez, that's gonna be some extreme. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We actually believe we're all Jesus Christ on this earth.
Yeah. They like reject all materialism and comfort, but for a kid, they need to feel comfort and security.
yeah.
So you could tell he had like anxiety issues, and he would just go and play in the field alone. Like you need that man or woman in your life, right? So yeah, but I just feel like we use the internet now to replace that. We see our heroes as like characters, right?
Yeah.
Who are just trying to get clicks. And so those aren't really heroes. They're like,
Yeah, I think it has to be the like same sex too, because I know people who the moms are very hardworking, all the cooking, all the cleaning, all that, and the dad does nothing. And guess what the sons are like,
But I think, like, for me, I look up to my Nona. I think she was like a hero of mine, even to
I understand that, but your
Yeah.
dad is always a busy guy, and it would have been in your life
Yeah.
every single day. You'd see him.
I mean, your dad's cooked for us how many times, even in
Yeah.
the last
Yeah.
like 2 years that you've been back,
Yeah.
right?
But I think you can have male and female.
I know you can. I just think that you have influences in your life that you don't even know.
That's true.
True.
Like, growing up, my dad, he was very much of he's not so much like this anymore, but he had like the blue and pink jobs. So growing up, it was like, I shovel a walk. That's not your mom or sister's job. They don't do that. They do vacuuming or whatever, right? So growing up, so when I got a little older, it's like, oh no, I'm supposed to shovel. And it's like, and then I see like a woman shoveling. I'm like, what are they doing? Like,
What are you doing?
yeah, what are you doing? But
That's right,
you
you
know,
hold a
so
shovel.
I did grow up with that mindset because my dad was very much like that. He's changed a lot, but yeah. So I get that. You do need that influence growing up of how you see yourself in the future. So like,
Yeah.
but
What are other forms of heroes? Like movie characters?
Yeah, for sure. I would say I hate that. I hate all that superhero stuff. I know, Brandon, you like Superman.
Superman is my hero.
What was it about Superman? Or what is it?
It's the fact that he is an alien. He is good, and he chooses to protect the people of Earth, and he chooses to like his costume isn't Superman. His costume is Clark. So he chooses. He has all this power, but he just wants to be like us, and he wants to protect us. That's always been the thing. It's never been about he can punch hard and stuff.
Why does he want to be like us?
Because it's his upbringing. When he landed on Earth, Jonathan and Martha Kent raised him as this like good values, and then growing up, he developed his powers, and he used his powers for good and not for evil.
Why do you think he didn't use it for evil?
Because of how he was raised. I just said that.
Which part?
What do you mean?
What values do you think make you good?
Well, just like, being a good person, treat others how you would want to be treated, fight for good. Like there's comics where the Elseworld comics where he lands in Russia and he becomes the leader of like the Russian Communist Party, and it shows how he takes over the world. And so like those are very interesting comics to me, like,
took over the world?
Yeah, he had this the old communist logo on his chest.
The sickle and
Hammer and sickle, yeah.
Hammer and sickle, yeah, that was on his chest, and it was like Russia was the superpower because they had Superman in the army because he was raised in the old Russian mindset of, the army were all super powerful. But no, he landed on a farm where he had two good parents who raised him.
Oh, so that's like an alternate reality or something?
Yeah, it's called an Elseworld story. But he's not like my hero. It's just, I think, a story I really like kind of look up to. That's why I try and do good, be good.
If anyone mentions Superman, you just immediately...
I jump to defend it because a lot of people just shit on him, and it's like, I don't think they understand. It's like, oh, he's so boring and nobody can beat him. It's like, it's not about that. But...
I kind of hate that whole thing in some ways. Who's your hero, all this, because people are so fallible. And so you say, oh, this person's my hero, and then
But I think
out,
that's a great hero. At least that's what I discovered. All of my mentors somehow like broke my heart in a way.
See, I think it's different to say mentor than hero. Hero,
Okay.
I feel that means that they are supposed to be infallible.
Hero?
Yeah.
I agree. I think the hero is more like from a child's perspective almost.
yeah.
Like you're not fully developed to see the three-dimensional aspect of an adult, right?
Yeah.
Who makes mistake. But I think that was the shift. It's like you need to go through the hero, like believe in the heroes, and then have your heart broken so that you can see them as mentors.
That's actually a good point, yeah.
That's-
Mostly I don't agree with you, but that was a good one.
What about you,
Check out
Jordan?
my OnlyFans.
Jordan, do you have a hero or just mentors? Like, is there...
Yeah, just mentors. I think the heroes growing up were film directors somehow.
Yeah, I could see that. It's with you because I know you. And like the way you talk about movies.
Because when I stopped believing in Christianity when I was 11, I turned towards filmmakers, film directors. I thought were like the philosophers of our age. I don't know why. It's still to this day, I have no idea why I thought that way. But I always thought, oh shit, like Scorsese and Coppola, those are like real storytellers. Like, so I don't know, for me, that was... people who really influenced me. But I think, mentors now are like, my Tibetan teacher and like my former boss at Beijing Film Academy and my dad. And yeah, like they teach you something that you need in order to guide you to wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
That's how I see mentors. And sometimes you learn everything you can from them and you got to move forward, right?
That's true. It is interesting how you pick up different things from different people as you move through life.
Yeah.
And you also pick up stuff from people you're like, I hate that person. I never want to be like them.
But that's a lesson.
Yeah.
So even the negative people can be mentors as well, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can learn you learn just as much from people that you look up to than people that you don't like.
Yeah.
That I see.
Yeah. I had a mentor in China for screenwriting, and he broke my heart in a way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
At all these like screenwriting meetups and stuff, he would introduce me as the second best screenwriter in China, and he was the first, of course. So,
Yeah.
but he was like kind of 7, 8 years older than me, so he had more experience, and he's a super talented guy, like could speak, I don't know, 20 some languages, like can write like in Persian and then switch to Japanese and Chinese, like that kind of craziness. And I don't know, I don't want to like get into the specifics and stuff, but I just saw the negative side to him at
Yeah.
that time where I'm just like, oh shit, like, where someone needs help, like you see that side of them where you're just that shadow pops out, that like all those repressed energies like,
Yeah.
just kind of come out in some form of like, whatever it was. It just like hurt me like way too much. But hey, I mean that teaches you things, right? So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Like those are mentors for me too. About who you can trust, who you can't trust. But I always still like when I meet someone, I give them 100% of my trust. There's no other way. It's not like I'm protecting anything. I always start fresh, knowing that that's always a possibility, but there's no other way. I don't go to someone like wounded or damaged already. I'm more like open, and I give them the opportunity,
To break your heart.
Yes, exactly. Really, yeah. Because there's no other way. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
if
Yeah.
you just guard yourself, then you're not gonna find those opportunities in life, right?
Yeah.
It's just like as a screenwriter, every script that I wrote, I thought that was the one, and then it ends up breaking your heart because you just learned it was part of the lessons that you needed to learn, right?
I would say too that only works depending on your life experience. Some people
Yes.
have to stay guarded because of things that have happened to them. So
Sure.
they can't go into something with 100% trust and wait for them to be broken. They're like,
Yes.
nope,
Yes.
I have to do the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, totally.
And I think one of the issues, like nowadays, there's not as many of these mentors, real life mentors for
Yeah.
young men.
Yeah.
So they're going to YouTube.
Yeah.
They're going, and their new mentors are Logan Paul and
Yeah.
Jack Doherty and like these horrible
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
just
like-
all for clicks, right?
It's all for clicks, and that's like their heroes now.
Yeah.
And
That's the
that's-
sad part.
The heroes now aren't putting out that good faith and the good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
And I think there's some things that have been sort of lost over time, like just little sayings. And two of them I always think of are the golden rule. It always seems like nobody talks about that anymore.
Yeah.
And then also walk a mile in someone else's shoes. And I always try to think that way. I literally try to put my mind in somebody else's mind and be like, well, why are they thinking this way? Why are they this way?
Yeah. It's because the internet made everyone look corrupt, right? Like, that everyone is just like we're in a money grubbing world and take whatever you can as fast as you can. And
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah. And then some aspects, I think the internet's done a lot of good things, exposed a lot of things.
that's true
One of
too.
the I find the good stuff is harder to find. That's my problem with it.
Yeah.
You gotta
There's-
like look for it. The bad stuff's just in your face.
There was more of it growing up. More
When the internet first started,
Yeah.
there was. Yeah.
at a certain point, it's like, are we all gonna be on it? Well, I know we are now. But
Sometimes I feel like constantly more and more we lose more of our humanity, even though it feels like we should be getting closer and closer together because we have so much connectivity.
Yeah.
And because we have so much information at our fingertips. But, because, for instance, the Canadian election is coming up soon, and just some of the stuff you read online, mostly I don't know why I've been on Facebook more recently. So, of course, it's all anti liberal stuff. And, they post all this crap about Mark Carney and whatever and all that. And so much of voting now is you're voting against somebody, you're not voting for somebody. But something I cannot get past, and I won't, doesn't matter your economic policies, anything like that, is Polyev voted against gay marriage. And there's just no logical reason to do that unless you're trying to hurt people.
I think it's all about personality now more than actual, I don't think people care about, or at least they might say they care about certain issues and stuff, but it's about who can catch your attention now and
Yeah.
and maintain it with a humor or personality. It's like, someone could be super smart but just boring as shit, right? And
That's true.
so
Look at the American. Like, I wouldn't say Trump's very smart.
Exactly.
But he's entertaining to listen to as much as you
Yeah.
don't like him.
he used social media.
Yeah,
those
like-
are the winners.
like yeah, and
unfortunately.
that's the problem is, and there's so many uneducated people voting.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy's funny. Let's vote for him.
Yeah.
They
'Cause,
do
like,
come up with very catchy slogans, like Polyev's, like "Axe the tax" and all these things.
Oh yeah, like,
Or
that
I
stuff
can't remember.
works.
I think Trump had some good ones.
Trump.
Yeah.
Well, he had to make America great again.
Yes.
Right.
did you watch the Apprentice movie?
Yeah, it was very
There's
good.
an Apprentice
I thought it was
movie.
good.
Yeah.
It's about
It's pretty good.
it's about his rise to when he started his becoming a business owner in New York.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Well,
filmed
Big
in this gritty 1970s style, and the acting is just like
Sebastian Stan plays Trump.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
it's pretty
You should watch
funny.
it.
Like
Yeah.
the humor, it's like
He says some things, and it's like, oh, I've heard that before.
yeah.
Like,
He says "Make America Great Again."
yeah,
in
near the end, he kind of
70s.
says
Yeah.
it, and it's like, yeah,
And what's his name? Cohen was the lawyer, the
oh,
mentor.
the guy who trained him. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
his mentor. Essentially.
Yeah, he's the guy from I don't know who. I don't. forget
What's
the
his
actor's
first name?
name. He's from Succession. He's the
He's the son, right?
son.
Kendall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He plays Cohen, who was Trump's lawyer when he was coming up.
Does he help him with a lot of stuff or something?
He basically
Influence him?
trains him like how do you deal with people, how do you make your way up, like in
Like you're-
society.
If you're, no matter how wrong you are, never admit.
Never apologize.
Never apologize.
Oh, I thought he got a lot of that from his dad. I guess I don't know.
His dad is in it a little bit.
It seemed
it's
like they portrayed him in like a bumbling idiot
Yeah.
type way. The
Yeah.
dad.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Well,
yeah.
maybe he was. I don't know where his dad got all that real estate from, but
Yeah.
pass it on,
No,
obviously.
you should watch it. It's quite good.
Yeah. Fine then.
Yeah. But that's a mentor student story, right? Like eventually Trump overtakes him.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's that version of that story. So, yeah.
Well, I don't really know what the topic was today. It was all over the place, but I like it.
Well, we went from surgery to OnlyFans to heroes. But thank you. Should we
Yeah.
end it here?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Well,
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
thank
thanks
you.
for joining
We'll
us.
see you next time.
Make
See you
sure you
next time.
like and subscribe and make some
Like and
comments.
subscribe. Do 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 do.
Turn on that bell.
Yeah.
Check out our OnlyFans too.
All right. Thanks.